Leadership is described as the capacity to provide vocal or nonverbal leadership and direction. It's not about having the upper hand. Women want to feel as though they are in the company of a leader, not a tyrant. Women can provide us with a degree of trust that borders on survival in partnerships. They need to hear from you about things like where you want the relationship to go and what you want out of it. Here are some examples of ways you may demonstrate your leadership abilities. When making a choice, always consider the influence on the partnership rather than the individual. Your personal sentiments aren't as essential as what's best for both of you. Maintain the relationship's focus on her needs. Selflessness is required since it demonstrates sacrifice. Initiate and participate in activities that will aid in the development of the connection. Investing in the mental, emotional, and physical well-being of your relationship will strengthen the link and attractiveness between you and your lady. Finishing what you start. This is for little tasks and may establish a pattern of dependability. Being at ease doing things might indicate that you are enthusiastic about the connection. You're putting in a deliberate effort to show that you want to be there. Communication is simply the interchange of ideas, wants, and wishes, without being too technical. The notion itself is simple and easy, but putting it into practice is anything but. Women speak more than guys. It's no secret. Gender jabber is a notion that emphasizes the disparities in the quantity of words said by men and women. As a result, women speak almost 3 times as much as males. Guys, I'm sure you've learned this via experience. There's a lesson here, and it's a twofold one. We need to pay more attention to what others are saying than we do to what we are saying. It will become competitive if we attempt to speak over the women. They are pre-programmed to express themselves vocally and convey their opinions. If we talk as much as they do, there's a danger we're not paying attention to everything. It's important that you mention something useful. Make sure what you're saying is worthwhile. You don't have to be a philosopher, but you do need to be careful with your words since you'll be speaking less. When you speak less, you have less time to defend yourself if you say anything incorrect or disrespectful. However, using fewer words may not always enable you to be as specific as you would want. I'm not recommending you speak out more. However, I recommend that you talk more intently. Communication is a difficult skill to master, and it differs depending on the connection. Communication is the best technique to find out what the requirements are. When you exhibit this trait, you're demonstrating that what she values is equally as essential than what you need. This characteristic will be reciprocated by your wife. It's something she was born with. Thoughtfulness is the relative of selflessness, and it helps you to navigate the emotional spectrum. Unfortunately, many guys are unconcerned about it. Although not all women want to marry and have a family, the vast majority of them want. Being a man who desires a family or who has children and is present with them boosts your appeal by a factor of 10. Children are no longer as much of a deal breaker as they previously were. If you have children, your odds aren't always bleak. Being a wonderful parent and provider for your children demonstrates to her you want children. If you have children together, you will be present regardless of the relationship's end. You're not a jerk who would abandon his children. Being a family-oriented guy also means that she will see you prioritizing her as your wife throughout chats and dating. Allowing her to observe how you and your family interact is another approach to demonstrate that you are a family guy. Even if you don't have a close relationship with your family, tell her you want to rewrite the tale. Tell her you want to be close to your kids and don't want to go back into the same pattern as before. For most men, this is a challenging task. We want to think of ourselves as manly, macho, but the fact is that we have sentiments just like women. They must see and feel that you are comfortable with them being candid. Allowing her to see you at your most vulnerable will build trust. It demonstrates that you entrust her with your deepest and darkest secrets. Do not do this while you are just getting to know someone. That may sometimes be too much, too soon. When the moment is right, you'll know. Remember that being vulnerable allows you to be courageous.